What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today I have yet another model review for you guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Braniff International Boeing 727-200 with the Braniff 2 denotion. So I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. This is a really cool retro model that I was able to get during Airliners International 2023 at the DFW Hyatt Regency, and I'm very excited to have this aircraft. So without any further delay, unfortunately I don't have a box, so let's talk about that. So this model did come with a box. It did. I ended up getting a really good deal on the model, and I was very excited. The box got lost at the Hyatt Regency. So is this the Delta 757-300 that I got from Aviation, and the JetBlue A321 Prism Tail with R200 aircraft sticker, the Airlines International exclusive model. Those three models I got out for the airport update that I did, the Airlines International airport update with all the boys in my room, and for whatever reason the boxes are gone. I don't know if room service got them or what happened, but the boxes vanished by Saturday and I haven't been able to find them since. So unfortunately I do not have a box. It was a really cool one. It was gray and it looked all fancy. If I can find one and insert it here, I certainly will. But nevertheless, we have the model. That's what matters, and it is a really nice one. This is also GeminiJets Select, by the way. This is they're a subsidiary brand. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful model here by GeminiJets. So a really cool aircraft. So Braniff 2 was the startup or the relaunch of Braniff International. Braniff International, of course, had a really good run there into the 70s before airline deregulation, and by 1982, a couple years after that event, they were pretty much done. And they relaunched in, it was the late 80s. I know it was late 80s. I think it was like 1987, maybe. It was between 85 and 89. It might have been 89, but it was somewhere in those later years. Braniff International relaunched. You called it Braniff 2, but of course they just went by Braniff. And of course they revamped their livery. They didn't have flying colors anymore, so they just had this white livery with the navy and gray cheat line there. And that lasted for 3 or 4 years or so, maybe a little bit less. I'm just taking a logical estimate. I don't have the exact days in front of me. But then they ended up terminating in the early 90s at the latest. So they did fly to Tulsa from Dallas and Kansas City, I believe. I think it was Dallas for sure. They may have did Kansas City too. But they were around, and this model is a really hard one to find. You can pretty much find any flying color 727 that you want. But in terms of the Braniff 2, which is this one, the all-white one, this one's a pretty hard one to find. I think Aero Classics has done it once, and I think this GeminiJets Select is the only other one to be done in 400. But this is over there with the really good older GeminiJets stock table that they had from 1998 to 2008, and of course I had to jump on this when I saw it. They had a great stock, man. If I had more money, I could have absolutely demolished it, and it was all fairly reasonably priced. Nothing was overpriced, but nothing was also a steal. It was certainly what it was worth. So this I ended up getting for $65. Pretty reasonable deal, no complaints. It was priced where it was supposed to be, a little bit under. I probably got a little bit better of a deal on it, and ended up turning out really well. So very glad to have this one in the collection, a really cool one. Let's go ahead, turn the camera here, zoom in. Again, I'm very sorry that I don't have a box to assess today, or I would be happy to do it. But again, it was a really cool box, and I am very sorry that it is not here, and I'm hopeful to get that one back or the replacement one at some point if I'm able to. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and take a look at the Braniff 727. Let's get started. Here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone right here. I think I might have got a little bit of a paint chip on it because I had to transport this back in the booty bag. And yeah, just a really small one, you know, not great. It might have already been on there, I'm not sure. But nevertheless, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. So we do have the cockpit windows though, and everything else going on here. Then we have the L1 door right there. Let's get the pin L1 door, and then the nose gear. You got 454 there for the registration. Then of course Braniff, of course you got your cabin here on the inside, where you got various seats there, and then of course you got the Braniff title. So you got the red Braniff, pretty cool font there with the streak across the letters. That's pretty sweet. Then you got the gray line and the navy line as well there. Scooting through the middle of the aircraft, of course, pretty standard here with a bunch of economy seats. Then you got your 2 windows in between the emergency exits here on the 727-200. And you got the emergency exit pad there as well. You got your leading edge light there in the one-piece mold here for GeminiJets, so you can see where the crease is. Honestly, not too bad. The 727 mold really went hard. They did a really good job on it. You got your various detail back here with the flaps, and speed brakes. And of course, the really neat exit here on the 727 is a very unique one, so very cool to take a look at that. You also got the main landing gear. I had to glue one of them back on. I'm thinking it was that one on the left right there. because that part broke, and now I lost an antenna off a Delta 753, and the JetBlue ended up coming back perfect. So a couple little injuries trying to get these back. It wasn't intentional. The problem with the booty bag, I had so many items in it that it all got kind of squished together, and I think pressure ended up, and it was very hot driving back. So between either the heat or the pressure or both, a couple of parts. I think the Delta 75 was like halfway down by the time that I got it upstairs. And I think that probably just accidentally knocked out. And then the landing gear here, I'm sure that just got squeezed between something and just snapped, but I was able to find it obviously, and the model's pretty much perfect, so there's no problems there. Anyways, getting on to the rest of the aircraft here, you got the registration November 454 Bravo November, and then you got the last door there, the L2 door, 2 more windows, and your beautiful engines. These are really cool on here. They look absolutely fantastic. Of course, you got your Braniff titles there on the tail. Once again, the Navy kind of gets a nice presence there on the tail. Very basic, but does look really nice. And then, of course, you got your APU, your horizontal stabilizers, all that fun detail. Right side of the aircraft is very similar, although you have so much dead space there in the front. It's kind of different. You also have a baggage door right there, and you also got one under the registration right there, and 2 more windows right there filled in on that side. So looking very good right there. Top of the aircraft, very simple, you got your beacon, and that's pretty much all she wrote. And on the bottom, you got the GeminiJets Select logo, which is one of the cooler parts of this aircraft, so certainly very nice to see that. That looks really nice. Also, it was actually this right landing gear, because you can see the angle that it's at. It's a little tilted back, just very slightly, but enough to notice that it was glued on, so it was actually the right one that ended up falling off at some point. And you got some good detail down here, so it looks all really, really nice. Really big get for Retro Tulsa. Very glad to have this one. I'm still have a couple pieces, but I did a really good job over the last year to acquire several of them. Frontier 732 was a big acquisition, and looking for many more. I need to come across a Western airplane at some point, 727 or 737. So that will be one for the list. I need American Fokker 100. I've got an American 300. I need an American ATR. I need a Saab 340. I need a Frontier CRJ 700 or Q400. So there's still quite a few acquisitions to be made. In terms of the project, for everybody curious, the mat finally got here. The layover layout finally made it. I'm about to unbox that probably tomorrow and start looking into... I haven't decided what I want to do with the history video. I think that I'm so busy at this point that I think I might let it go and just try to summarize everything in the airport updates. You can expect a comparable style to what JJ Skippy does with his Retro Sioux Falls Airport Update series. Very similar format. I just don't know how I want to present the history, because there's a bunch to talk about history-wise, and I've spent plenty of time researching it. I might compromise and do a live stream for it. I've thought about that, so I might do that to kind of fill the void. I would like it to be a more professional video than that, but if you've seen how the summer's gone and how much has happened, you probably could understand why I'm considering working towards perhaps doing a live stream or something. I want to get the information out there, but at the same time, I also don't want to sacrifice any more time on the project, because we have a really good fleet for it. We have a unbelievably nice terminal and mat ready for it. So, I mean, it's time to go on it. So, regardless, though, I'm looking very forward to it. It's going to be a great addition to the channel, along with many other content forms. We have like over 100 real-life videos to be produced. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, the model content this summer has been really strong. We've had a bunch of model unboxings and airport updates and, you know, all the cool videos. So, and we'll have many more to come. So expect a bunch of that ahead. Release reactions hopefully are getting stabilized by this point, by the time this video is coming out. And overall, just getting organized and working towards consistency, getting the real life content going. Would love to do some other content at some point as well. I definitely need to do several aviation memorabilia videos. My whole container down here, if you can see that one there on the bottom, there we go. That one certainly needs a video, so I need to do a video on that. I need to do a timetable video. I have a bunch of plaguing cards that will be unboxed at some point. What else do I have? I need to do an updated safety card video. I want to do a video on my boarding passes, so I have like a dozen videos in terms of memorabilia that I would like to work on going forward. I have plenty, in other words. So I hope to start working on all that slowly but surely. But you know, just making what we have our models. That's the what the channel is built off of, and that's what we'll continue to have the primary focus on. And then, of course, for Life Aviation, we'll also have a really big part, and then hopefully some other cool videos too. Bunch of plane spotting, aviation memorabilia. I have a bunch of miscellaneous videos. I have like a dozen museums that I've went to that I have footage for, so obviously we have that. All the various layover vlogs, and I've been fortunate enough to go in several airline clubs like American, United, Alaska, or not Alaska, I'm sorry, Air Canada, so on and so forth. So have those on ahead, and many more. So I mean, we have a bunch. So, and of course, dozens of trip ports. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, dozens of trip ports and a bunch of content. So I'm excited to continue to work towards getting all that out. Of course, all the Airlines International content, Oshkosh 2023. So there's a bunch going on here. So I'm excited to continue work on it. Schedule will start to slowly but surely finally calm down to the point where I can get a schedule going. And then of course, school year will be starting as well. So this probably already started by the time this video is coming out. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Sorry that the camera focus has been kind of whack today. Redriveraviation is signing